seem to recognize this place. Why are we here today?
Well, we're in Peterborough, Rick, and we are at Old Street Cemetery in Peterborough.
Yeah. And why? I mean,
why? There has to be a reason why.
Yeah. Well, usually.
Oh, okay. Well, actually, there's two reasons. Right?
Okay.
This old cemetery has a lot of history. First of all, as you can see, we're standing by a grave with a veteran's marker on it. And the man who is buried here is a veteran of the American Revolutionary War.
You could definitely say that.
Well, in our last two videos, we've actually concentrated a little bit on the Revolution. We did the riot, and now we went over to Lisbon and did Major Whitcomb, and today we're visiting William Diamond. And this is the final resting place of William Diamond and his wife, Rebecca.
Well, I kind of know why, but I'd like to hear it from you. Why is he important?
Well, on the morning of April 19, 1775, William stood on the Lexington Green and was given the order from Captain John Parker to beat to arms. The drum roll that told the men to assemble and prepare for a fight. William Diamond was the company's drummer of the Lexington Minutemen. And on that fateful morning, he stood with his friend, Jonathan Harrington, who was the company's fifer.
Yeah.
And together, they played the drum roll that called the men. It's called the troop, actually, was the call that they used.
Yeah.
And that was the call that brought the men from the tavern to the green to assemble.
So, when you think about it, it's pretty incredible.
It is.
And I don't think all that many people know this story, maybe more than I think. But we are talking about the man who literally, when he beat his drum at Lexington, that started the Revolutionary War. I mean, and this guy is not a myth. He's not a legend. And a real young man.
Yeah.
We're not sure exactly. Could have been 16. We've read that. Later on, apparently, when he was looking to get some compensation, it turned out he might have been 19.
Yeah.
16 was probably more likely in some ways for a young drummer, but on the other hand, either way, he was a young man.
Yes.
And, essentially, it doesn't really matter. And he was the drummer.
Yeah.
So, I mean, how many drummers were there? And,
well, it was a skilled profession.
Yes, exactly. So he was old enough to know that trouble was coming. And
it was coming down the road fast.
Yes, it was.
Now, both of us, Rick and I, we have a strong connection to Lexington and Concord. I grew up not too far from Concord. And as a young kid, as a Boy Scout, many anniversaries of the Battle of Lexington and Concord, I used to walk the Isaac Davis Trail.
Yep,
and that's actually the trail that the Acton Minutemen took from Acton to Concord. And that was Isaac Davis's company.
Yep.
And Isaac Davis was the first man to fall at the Concord Bridge.
Yep. Well, and I've been there too.
Yes.
In fact, I was there just recently, 2 years ago, I think. But you can kind of picture this. And we've both been there for the reenactment, but just before sunrise, British column is coming on. Captain Parker is sick with consumption, apparently, but he's still in command. And he turns to William Diamond and he says, "Beat the drum." And guess what? That's exactly what William did. And that roll, you can just feel it, is what brought all the Minutemen back to the common. They weren't out there with inspirational speeches, declarations, or anything along that line. Just that haunting sound of the fife and drum, and calling these men to stand their ground. And it was definitely the spark when you get right down to it. that had a lot to do with starting the American Revolution.
Well, amazingly, that drum is still in existence today. It's the actual drum that he played.
Yeah,
It's in the Buckman Tavern in Lexington.
yeah,
And that is, I believe, the Historical Society of Lexington's headquarters.
Yeah.
You can visit the tavern, you can see the drum.
yeah.
It may have been repainted for the centennial.
That's what I've read, yeah.
Not the bicentennial, but the centennial.
Yes, yes.
But it is, the drum itself is still the original drum. And it's one of the very few artifacts that are actually directly tied to those opening moments of the Revolution.
Well, William Diamond, whether he was 16, whether he was 19, didn't stop there. Basically, he served in a number of different confrontations during the war. Boston, New York, Trenton, I think, Rhode Island. So he stuck around.
Well, he even stayed on when Washington asked for volunteers to extend their enlistment periods. A lot of men didn't. A lot of men left and went home. But because of that, it actually placed him at Trenton. So he was also at the Battle of Trenton.
Yeah.
This is a man with real commitment to a cause.
Yeah, and yeah, he stuck with it.
Yeah.
Many did, but many didn't. And you can understand in both directions. Difficult times. What gets a little more personal for us is that he is in New Hampshire.
Yes.
And of course, New Hampshire is our favorite state,
To say the least.
to say the least. And he's in Peterborough, which is where we're standing right now.
Well, he apprenticed, was an apprentice when the Battle of Lexington actually commenced. He was an apprentice as a wheelwright.
Yeah.
And apparently he must have got his credentials. And at some point he married Rebecca and he moved here to Peterborough, where he was worked as a millwright. He was quite successful. But unfortunately he did at the end. He actually died kind of penniless, or almost penniless. But still, you know, had a good life in a small town, which you can still do today.
I mean, basically, he's not buried in a pauper cemetery.
No, he had enough to leave a little estate, pay off his debts.
So he died in 1828, 73, which is pretty good age in those days. And, you know, so the man that started the revolution ends his story in New Hampshire, right here in this soil. So if you enjoy stories like this, you know, New Hampshire stories, Revolutionary War stories, full of real people, for the most part.
Most of them dead.
Yeah, most, all of them, I think all of them.
Yeah.
And basically subscribe to Buried New Hampshire on YouTube and think about buying our books, Buried New Hampshire Volume 1 and Volume 2.
But this is the segue to the second part of why we are in Peterborough today. So the reason we're here is this is one of the most quietly powerful cemeteries in the state, Old Street Road Cemetery. It's also known as East Hill. It was established in 1754. It's older than the United States. And it's the kind of place where history just doesn't set here in the ground. It feels like it's still talking to you.
Well, of course, the other thing is our town.
Yes.
And of course, the people of Peterborough, I think, for a number of years have all felt that you know, that play was basically based on Thornton Wilder, or based on his play, or Thornton Wilder's play. Our town was based on Peterborough, New Hampshire. And that's about Grover's Corner, which is based on this community.
Yes.
Or we come to believe that's true.
The town, it's debated, but the town has a strong case. And Wilder wrote Our Town while he was staying at the McDowell artist community. Yeah. He had worked there, wrote there, and he wrote Our Town while he was there. Yeah. And he passed this cemetery apparently every day where he traveled back and forth. So the other thing is that there is actually a corner in town where Grover meets Main Street.
Yeah.
Hence Grover's Corner.
Yeah. Well, there's a couple of people. One person comes to mind when you think of our town, and he played the stage manager, which is a very important role in that play. Was William? It was James Whitmore, and he played the stage manager. More recently, I'm going to do a shout out for North Conway's native Gordon Clapp,
Yes.
who's an Emmy Award winner for NYPD Blue.
Yes, we got it right this
We
time.
did. And I believe he was the stage manager in when they produced the play right after the COVID time. I'm pretty sure.
Well, Thornton Wilder did it himself in
It's
1940s.
When
so
he
yes.
was here, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if you know our town, Act 3 actually takes place in a cemetery. And we believe this is the cemetery. So the dead speak. They watch over the town, and they see the living rush through life without noticing it.
But it's Emily, who was a major
Yes.
player in the play, basically dies during childbirth. And it's a very emotional thing. It's when you read that or see it in the play, it actually is very jolting when you do not know that. And suddenly the story becomes more of a meditation on life and death and memory, time, and what we fail to actually do while we're alive, which is to appreciate it. I think we all are guilty of that a little bit.
Well, obviously, Emily's grave is not here at East Hill Cemetery, of course. She's a fictional character. But when you walk Old Street Road Cemetery, you feel her presence anyway. You feel all of Grover's Corner's residents here.
Yep, you do. The fictional ones
and the past.
and the real ones. It's it's sort of remarkable to think. You've got all of that we just talked about, and here we are also basically standing right next to the drummer who really helped start the revolution, and is buried among all of these people who once lived in Peterborough, or at least loved Peterborough enough to want to be buried here.
Well, he's not alone. There are other Revolutionary War soldiers, and a lot of them fought at Bunker Hill.
Yeah,
I believe there were more men from New Hampshire at Bunker Hill than there were from any of the other towns that sent, or states that sent Minutemen or militia to the battle. So real people lived and worked and fought and died here long before Wilder imagined Grover's Corner.
Well, every person has a story. Mm-hmm. And I think that's one of the things we really learned by writing our book, Buried in New Hampshire, Volume 1 and 2. And when you're standing next to the grave of someone, you do kind of feel close to them. And I think that's happened to us over and over. But in this place, it's even more. I don't know. There's something about. Not every cemetery has given us that feeling, but many have, and this one certainly does. When you see the play, very often these graves or the graves in the play are just like simple sit chairs.
Yeah.
And I think the idea is for us to imagine our own hometowns and to imagine our own upbringings, our own past, the people we lived with, our own Grover's Corners, so to speak.
Yeah, well, when you stand here, you can almost see Emily, and I think she's right up there looking down on us.
Yeah.
She may be fooling around with a camera. I'm not too sure.
Telling us we're not taking it seriously.
Well,
seriously.
She's at least lingering at the edge of the stage.
Yeah.
I don't know. And all the time, I think she's realizing that life is made up of small moments that we rarely treasure when we're alive.
And the stage manager actually is even a little tougher on us. We don't appreciate life while we're living it. I'm afraid we're all a little guilty of that.
Well, it is places like this, like East Hill Cemetery, that remind us to try.
Yeah, well, so from William, Diamond, his drum beat, the drum roll to the quiet hillside here. Not, we need to come here when there's no cars, but
I don't think that's going to happen.
no, but you can kind of still feel it. Other than those, it's pretty quiet.
Well, if you ever do visit the Monadnock region of New Hampshire, you want to make sure you come to Peterborough. And if you get a chance, come to the old East Hill Cemetery. But take time to enjoy the town. We had a wonderful lunch at the old diner.
Yep,
We have a thing for diners as well.
Yeah,
It's a beautiful little vibrant town,
yeah.
you know, with lots of stores and places to visit. So give that a try. And
Well, we all know that something is eternal. And it ain't houses, and it ain't names, and it ain't earth, and it ain't even the stars. Everybody knows in their bones that something is eternal, and that something has to do with human beings. And that's from our town.
that is a real quote from the play.
So, William,
Yes, Rebecca, Emily, wherever you are.
fictional characters,
Yeah.
people who once lived, rest in peace.
Rest in peace.